So what, 3 years?
3 years.
And what has happened with you? How did you come up with the entire idea of Giselle? And why though? Why a restaurant business? Dude? Like, there are more restaurants that have failed than succeeded. So, like, why would you start with a restaurant?
So, the whole reason that we got into building Giselle, so it is passion, obviously. Like most of the restaurateurs would tell you that food and food industry, and that is the reason that you get into being a restaurant.
Yeah, no one would say like we can make a shit ton of money.
No one will tell you a shit ton of money, but of course there is opportunity, if that is what you're hinting at, to make a shit ton of money. See, again, there's a lot of things that fall into the category of why we started a brand like Giselle, why we started a restaurant like Giselle. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty interesting name. It's a unique name, right? Like,
correct. So it actually means oath. So it was basically a promise that I had to do to myself that one, I would not waste my time behind a desk job because trust me, being a HR, and I was into recruitment, so HR and recruitment was horrible.
Okay, so it wasn't your cup of tea.
Yeah, it was horrible. I mean, no offense to all the HRs out there, buddy. But still, like it was just horrible for me to just sit there on a day-to-day basis and try to find people with specific skills, meeting the job requirements, and so on and so forth.
And you found some skills in yourself to go ahead and start
the restaurant. See, the thing is that more than anything, I feel that food is a medium of conversation, right? So see, either you meet a bunch of friends, it's always over coffee, or it's always over food, or it's always over at beer, whatever.
It's a very social thing.
Yeah, it's a social thing. Yeah. And also, like...
But it can also be a very personal thing.
It is a personal thing too. So that the personal thing is something that is very big for me because for me, food that I serve in the way I cook is very personal to me. Like these are influences that came from I don't know, from TVs and YouTube channels and my parents and my mother, my grandmother cooking in Kerala, cooking in Bangalore, and so on and so forth. See, it's always been, what is a vacation to you might be a different definition than what it is to me, right? Yeah. So for me, a vacation means that I go out and I have good food.
Fair.
Like if you ask
I'm pretty much there.
If you ask my wife right now, like everywhere we go, more than looking at where I stay and what I do, it's about eating food.
The places you need to eat. Yeah.
So and it's not fancy places. It's not like go there and stay in like a 5-star hotel and eat in a 5-star hotel. No, who wants that, right? Yeah. Like if you go to Salem, you want to eat roadside food. Right. If you go to Kerala, you want to eat roadside food. Right. That is the type of food that I've grown up with.
Basically, the flavor of the town.
Yeah,
city,
that's the type.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and also, cooking is, I felt that I was more expressive when I was in the kitchen, like when I was cooking. So my de-stress from my boring HR job, again no offense, was cooking, right? So I get frustrated, I come, I bake. I'm not saying that I was the best when I started off, but that was the way I used to de-stress. Okay. So if I would be able to build a career on just doing this, right? That everyone's dream is that, not to work for a single day and make money. Yeah. That is Giselle to me.
Let's talk about the aspect of money, right? Like there are a lot of people who are under the assumption that, like a restaurant is a place of retirement where like they've earned so much money for like a long period of time and they want to invest that money in a restaurant and then sit back and relax. What do you think about that?
See, the thing is that, on papers, right? On papers, if you actually look at profitability of a restaurant, you are supposed to be making somewhere between 60% per product, right? Your general costing of food that you are taught or that you learn are always being that keep the food costing at 40%. And your menu pricing at 60%.
Right.
So when you look at statistics that way, technically speaking, for every 100 rupees that you sell, 60 rupees has to go into your pocket.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
Which is an ideal situation, which doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Reality is different.
Reality is different.
Correct.
Now you've got your expenses that come in for your marketing, which you'll have to spurge because, like you said, a lot of restaurants open up, very few survive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you'll have to market.
Yeah,
even
you
if your food is excellent, without your marketing, you are nothing. Right?
Yeah,
because
I mean, unless you're in like a prime property and a lot of people are already visiting you, then they'll do the marketing for you.
Correct.
Right?
So it irrespective, right? Irrespective of where your location is or whatever it is. See, like you're in a prime property you have started. There's a lot of people coming in there. Tomorrow, someone else is going to open next door.
Yeah.
The same crowd is going to go there to taste the food.
Sure.
Okay. Let's just say that he went the extra mile and gave you a better ambience, right?
Okay.
You're not going to go back to the same place. You're obviously going to be traveling.
But it also boils down to the kind of food that people like.
Kind of food that you like.
Yeah.
So you serving a particular type of food, right? You need to make noise about it. Like your marketing is what gets you people in there.
Right.
So your expenses for marketing are high.
Yeah.
So the 60% that you are technically supposed to get in papers go into your marketing.
Right. So does this also include your tech partners like Zomato and Swiggy and all these fellows?
So Zomato and Swiggy are our pandemic. If you ask me, that is what it is, right?
I thought they help you with marketing.
More of a slow poison than help, I would say. Like your Zomato Gold is the worst program that you can be on if you're a restaurant.
Okay.
It's the best program that you can be on if you're a consumer.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because you're getting free food.
Yeah, yeah.
But as a restaurant, you are giving out free food.
Yeah.
Right? And especially considering the fact that this time, right, we're just surviving a COVID-19 crisis. We're trying to get out of the pandemic and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah. We are allowed to open our restaurants with 50% capacity.
Yeah.
So in the 50% capacity that you are opening a restaurant, if you have a Zomato Gold customer coming and sitting there, the amount of money that you would generate from that particular table is going to be way lesser than the amount of money that you are going to generate from a person who doesn't have it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not me being greedy. Like I'm not saying, you know what, my profits have to be high. No.
Yeah.
Every dish that you give out free, you're losing money.
Yeah.
Right? Every discount that you're giving out, you are losing money.
Yeah.
It's not your profitability only that is going.
Yeah, but isn't that like a mentality thing though? I mean, as far as, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there are a lot of people who believe in like budget eating and like discounted eating because, you know, loyalties for a lot of them, unless they're looking at some food that they're craving for, is usually just sustenance and they look at the cheaper options.
Agreed. See, the thing is that is the market that we are in right now.
Yeah.
See, discounted eating and making sure that your products are cheap, making sure that your products are, easily made and, fast food basically.
Yeah.
So that is the type of market that you are in. Like for example, who would want to spend 400 rupees on a burger? But the same 400 rupees on a burger, if you give a 10% discount, there will be a line for it. Correct?
Okay. So is this
discount.
devaluing your food?
It's not only devaluing your food. Apart from that is, see, at the end of the day, when you are going to sit and you're going to make a list, right? You're going to say, okay, this is the costing that I've done for selling one burger, right? One burger is costing me this much. That is the reason I've priced it this much at 60%, whatever. Your discounts and everything included, your marketing for all of those things, your miscellaneous expenses that come into the picture and all of those things.
Right.
And if you're not able to give that product at that much time, what do you do as a restaurant? You cut quality.
Right.
You cut corners.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So people like me who cook, like when I cook, I want the best of things there because when I cook, I don't cook only for the customer that's coming here. I eat here, my family eats here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
See, you get Parmesan cheese in the market for 150 rupees, you get a tin which is shredded. It's not Parmesan cheese.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's more like breadcrumbs than Parmesan cheese.
Wow.
Now, if you're going to take that and put it into my pasta, people will, India will be like, okay, fine, it's cheese, right? But I know it's not.
Right.
So I have to be truthful to myself when I'm doing work, right?
Fair.
So I would most of the time prefer better quality over discounted prices.
Yeah.
Because you are what you are when you put into your body, correct? That's the way the world is working right now.
Yeah.
So if you are going to eat trans fat, if you're going to eat things that are not good for you,
yeah, I get it.
I can't cut corners on it.
Yeah,
and especially for me as a restaurant, the amount of people that come in here, see, I don't know how other people work and other people function.
Right.
But for me, I've had groups of people that have been coming here from the first month of opening of the restaurant till the last month.
So basically, you have
that
like
we
a
closed.
loyal patron group.
Correct. That we just closed for COVID-19. So till then, we've had the same group of people coming here. They're happy with the ambience, they're happy with the food, they're happy with the service that we give and stuff like that. So they're happy with it.
Yeah.
So we cannot, like the same burger that guy ate there just because we're giving you a discount on Zomato Gold or something of that sort. We cannot, underprice it or remove things of value in the burger and then give it to you, and they'll be like, what the hell?
Yeah, fair. So that was marketing. Like, okay, so you're saying that tech companies are not exactly help. Obviously, you have all these stuff like digital marketing and all of that you
Correct.
keep your budget for. But I'm sure a lot of people don't know that you also spend on stuff like your branding, right? Like the stuff for your pizza boxes or
Correct.
anything to do with
Correct.
labeling Giselle on whatever
Correct.
it is. So there's a lot of cost that goes there. And then what happens?
So then, the thing is that when you are doing, more than just branding, right? More than just making sure that the product is going on your brand of packaging and stuff like that.
Okay.
As consumers, I've noticed that people are more comfortable that way, right? Because you've seen cases that have come up with Swiggy, you've seen cases that have come up with Zomato, which you find people eating the food and people removing things off and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So making sure that it goes in our branded packages, we'll make sure that, things are sealed properly, things are steady and things go in well and
so
stuff.
So you're saying
like
here the branding is just an added incentive as against actually keeping things intact?
It is both. It is both. That's how I think branding works for us. But then when you look at, like you said, Swiggy and Zomato and things of that sort, see, the reason that you are paying 450 rupees for a burger is because of these tech companies, right? Because you've got a huge 30% commission that you have to pay. You are paying 30% commission and 18% on the commission that you have paid as GST. Okay? So at the end of the day, your profit as a restaurant owner might be 10 rupees.
I mean, considering
in 100.
Yeah, but considering that they make money off of what you guys made, shouldn't they be helping you all even more right now?
So in situations like this, they should be. But like everyone says, right? In times of depression, there's always an opportunity for business, right? And that is exactly what is happening with regards to our takeaway industry, at least. Your safety hygiene and your safe tags are purchasable. Right. It's not that people from Swiggy are coming and examining that are you checking every order that comes in with a temperature.
Are we serious right now?
Yeah, we do. I mean, see, the thing is that we check, okay, as a restaurant, of course, like I said, right, 70% of the customers that order from me are my repeat customers.
Yeah, so you don't want to mess it up.
I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to give them a bad experience and have them stop coming here because they've been my constant customer from such a long time.
Yeah.
So I make sure that people are sanitized. I make sure that we pack in brown bags which are completely sealed so that they can get rid of it and take the food alone outside.
Right.
And we'll make sure that our sanitizer is done and our things are done. That is me as a restaurant that is doing it. Right. But for the tag,
saying that you're safe.
All that is purchasable.
Wow.
All that is purchasable. Like
what are
everything. We are talking about, I don't know, scams, I guess, right now, dude.
Okay, we'll not get scandalous right now. we'll keep this clean as possible. Yeah. Okay, so the marketing is done. Now you're left with about 30% from what I get. Like
correct.
Actually, marketing, considering the tech guys take 30%, so you spend another 10 to 15% gone. So you have like about 15 to 20% left.
So in 100 rupees, maybe if you are lucky and you make sure that everything is properly to the point, like the kitchen's not wasting stuff, and if you are making sure everything is packed and sent in the particular way, or consumed in the particular way, food is not coming back to the kitchen and all that together, every 100 rupees, if you're lucky, you might be making 20 rupees.
Wow. So
that is basically lesser profit than a kirai store.
So that still is a lot of work, right?
That is a lot of work for it.
Yeah, and so so even if I had lots of money and if I just decided to come and say, you know what, this is my retirement, I'm just going to throw the money here and then the restaurant is going to pop up, I'm going to be rich in terms of retirement, it's not going to happen.
No.
It's a proper business.
I mean, my experience, I would say no. There might be people who have done it, but according to me, from me running Giselle for so long, the only way you can actually make sure that you pull out money from a restaurant is only if you are here physically as much as possible to make sure that everything is going in spot. Because no one's going to care, dude. Like,
yeah, makes sense. It's
just
another business.
Yeah, it's just another job for them. And poaching is the highest in a restaurant. You will have chefs who want to sell recipes. You'll have chefs who want to come and work for you if you're willing to pay them 2,000 rupees. I've had people from big brands who sell very nice chicken wings come and give a food trial in my restaurant with the same sauces, okay, of the same chicken wings, which was like ditto.
And they're like,
I'm not going to mention the brand.
Just give me like 2,000.
But I love them.
2,000,
2 grand extra more and I'll make the same sauces and wings for you. But
KFC.
I mean, not KFC.
Plan B. Okay. No. I'm not talking. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But yeah. So those guys come in, right? And they're like, you know what? This is how I want to do it. If you're going to pay, I'm going to do this much. But they come with a catch. You know what they say? I was getting 10,000. You pay me 18,000. I will take care of it. But you know what's the best thing I'll do for you? I'll even write down the recipe for the sauces and give it to you. So even if tomorrow I leave the job, you can make someone else come and do it.
So it's pretty cutthroat, like everyone for themselves.
That's how it is. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's how the industry works, right?
Okay.
So in an industry like that, for you to squeeze out proper money, you need to be on your toes 24/7. Restaurant's not a retirement plan. In no way it's a retirement plan. It can help you get a good retirement, but not a retirement plan.
So obviously this means that one is bound to face like a lot of problems and difficulties and whatnot. Which means in your case, was there any like life-changing?
Mine, yeah. So we started construction of this place in 2016.
Okay.
So we built it up inch by inch, square by square. Everything, your table, furniture, everything. We made it ourselves. Like we hired people to get it done.
Yeah.
So it took us a good year for us to start. And by the time we've already lost that much of time, right?
Yeah.
So I think somewhere in October 2017 we started. With a good team. So one more thing is that there are these first group of chefs that you hire and they'll be very keen to start only in startup restaurants. Okay, they're very keen. They're like, oh, you're a startup, I want to work for you. Because they will set up a channel for you.
Okay.
Which will benefit them as well as us.
Okay.
That is the idea that they work with, right? Okay. And in 3 months, they vanish.
Like what's the deal with that? Like what?
You know, so let's just say that of course there are a lot of consultants who set up these businesses right now and stuff like that. But this was 3 years back, the consultancy business like for restaurants were not that great. There were very few. Very few, right?
Yeah.
And
like
everything
consulting you'll have to get from Bombay.
Bombay, definitely. Mumbai. Then there are people from there was one person from Delhi that we spoke to, and there are a few in Bangalore too. But then all of their projects that they say, you know, you go and try them and you're like, you know, that's the way you feel about it. But now there are good people. Now there are really nice consultants in Bangalore, retired chefs and stuff like that. They've come up. But then most of the time, at that time, it wasn't. And then, you know, we were working in a tight budget, so it didn't make sense for us to have someone on board for like a fee of maybe 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs to just set up a menu and give you recipes and stuff like that. So that time we tried to find our own chefs, right? So the menu I set up, I know what I wanted to sell here, I know what I wanted to serve here. So we had these guys come in, they worked with us, they got us in contact with the vendors and stuff like that. So they'll get your whole commission and whatever they get and they're happy with it. 3 months down the line, they will leave you and go. Like that, the date that we all remember was, I think, 10th of December 2017, and if I'm not mistaken, I called you.
Yeah, you did.
Right?
Yeah.
And I told you, buddy, the whole team left.
Yeah.
We fired the executive chef.
Very harsh. Yeah. It's like, what do you mean by the whole team left? You're like,
I fired the executive chef.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this guy's not cooking the food the way I want it to be cooked.
Yeah.
And it was very weird. Like, it was not something that I wanted to do here, right? So I had to let him go, and of course, all your kitchen politics and blah, 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 all put together, this guy pulled out the whole team.
Yeah.
So I think we shut down on the 10th of December 2017.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, after a lot of talks with a lot of people, I took charge of the kitchen and I started the kitchen again on the 17th of December 2017. So in 17 days, I put out a trial menu of myself that was like a smaller, slimmed down version of the existing menu at that time.
Right.
And I can remember it till date. It was on a printed out black and white paper with just two guys in the kitchen. And I remember my first bill like it was yesterday. It was 1,758 rupees. And it was a couple that came, sat on the table behind us and ordered a pizza, a pasta, and a couple of starters and mocktails. They ate, they were happy with the food, and they left.
And that was the start of
my
Roshan.
chef career. Yeah.
Right.
So that's where it started. So from there, as a restaurant, we've all evolved. Like we've evolved from not knowing what we were doing to knowing exactly what we want to do. And more than that, our food has evolved along with us too. Like the same dish that you used to eat 3 years ago is 10 times, 20 times better today. But the thing is that we've had demand for the same dish over the period of 3 years. Even though it's gone through so many changes, people are not able to even notice it because we were good. It's not that we were bad, but we've got better because I cook it.
Right.
So things of that sort.
Right.
That's the thing.
So there was, at some point, I remember we had this conversation group. They're like, bro, my ratings are at 4.9 or 4.8. Like, I wanted to go down to 4. And then your rating went down to 3.8,
3.7.
3.7. And now with great difficulty, what it's at, like a 4.1 or 4.2?
It's a 4.2.
2?
It's a 4.2 on Zomato. But then, see, the thing with Zomato is like, ratings, I would say they don't mess around with as much. So the only thing that I could say about Zomato is the ratings are authentic. People, you can't buy ratings as far as I know. Like no one's approached me saying you want to buy ratings and blah, blah, blah. But then there is this bunch of other people. So Zomato ratings basically is based on who gives you the rating and how many followers they have.
Okay.
So there's a whole separate business, okay, which evolves around people with a lot of Zomato followers.
The Zomato bloggers.
Yeah, the Zomato bloggers.
The infamous Zomato bloggers.
So if they come and they eat your food and then they give you a rating, your rating goes up. We haven't taken part in any bloggers of Zomato, at least till now. We've had a few fashion bloggers come by because the place looks good for some photographs and stuff like that. But
so the ones for food, no.
No, ones for food we don't want. See, I personally feel that those are the things that push me, right? Yeah. So at one point of time when you wake up and you see your restaurant at 3.7, you want to get to 4. Yeah. And once you get to 4, you want to get to 4.4. And I don't want to go above 4.4. 4.4 is a happy place.
Why?
So you reach 4.4, you know you can maintain, your food is good, you know you can maintain there. The higher you go, the more problems you cause for yourself.
Because the people expect a little too much now?
A little too much now. So you stay at a comfortable spot. That is the way that I would like it to be. No, we will push our food. Don't think I'm going to get complacent with what I'm doing. I'm going to push my food till there, and if God willing it goes up there, but I'm not going to keep my targets above 4.4 on Zomato or any other platform for that matter, because
you just want to set
the expectations at that. You come here, you eat, you like it more than that, then good to go.
This is fine.
But you come with an expectation saying that wow, and then you come and eat something and buy, like, there are 101 things that can go wrong in a kitchen. And let's just say that at one point of time, something does go wrong. We don't want the whole entire experience of this person to be going down the drain with just one mistake that we made, right? Yeah. So as a chef, I keep my expectations real.
Clearly, we're in times that are not conducive for the restaurant industry. As a matter of fact, for a lot of businesses.
Correct.
What do you think is different from someone who wants to start up a restaurant today as against maybe starting up a restaurant maybe 3 years ago or 2 years ago?
Okay. So I would, see, if you want to start up a restaurant right now, according to me at least, that whole thing of go big or go home?
Yeah.
No.
No?
Small. Okay?
We're talking dosas?
Dude, dosas, during the whole lockdown period, that was the highest sale, I guess. The moment Uttam Sagar and your Sri Sagar and all the Sagars opened up, there was a bloody line, dude. It was bigger than the line for alcohol for dosas. Okay? Like, according to me, dosa is comfort food. Right?
Yeah, fair.
If you go small, the chances of you actually going down the drain this particular year, way lesser than you starting maybe a pub, you starting maybe a full-fledged cafe and stuff like that. Because the amount of rent that you have to pay. See, you're not going to get any subsidy on your rent.
Right.
A plot in Indira Nagar for around 1,000 square feet is still going to charge you 1.2 lakhs.
Right.
Right? They're not going to say, oh, COVID-19, so we're going to give you a lesser rate. No.
Right.
They're going to still do that. Your electricity is still going to be 30,000 rupees.
Right.
Your alcohol license is still going to be in lakhs.
Yeah.
Your staff cost is still going to be in lakhs.
Yeah.
And then you have customers who are scared to come and eat and drink because of social distancing norms and because of whatever you do. Right?
And if you try selling it online, 30%
30% goes to Swiggy and Zomato. Right? So what do you have? You have absolutely nothing. If you're going to keep your costs low, right? So our plan is also the same. We, considering the fact that I cook, so the number of people that we have in the kitchen are going to be lesser.
Right.
The number of people that we're going to have in service is going to be lesser. The customer is going to be informed when they enter itself, saying that the food is going to be late.
Right.
It's not going to be as fast as it used to be because the number of people that are going to be working is going to be slower.
Yeah.
But we will ensure that the top quality stuff come to your plate, but it'll be slow.
Yeah.
That is my plan for running
Because
my
lesser
restaurant.
number of people.
Lesser number of people.
Yeah, makes
My
sense.
plan of running the restaurant. So you keep your costs low, you will survive this year.
Okay.
And this year is just about survival.
Okay.
You want to start something new? Start, but it has to be small.
Okay.
It cannot be big.
So then, doesn't it make sense to just hold on to the cash and maybe start next year? Or the
You
year
can.
after?
If you have that as an option, you can. Like there are so many people who I personally know who's already quit their job somewhere in the month of February thinking in the month of March they're going to start working on their dreams.
Right.
Let it be restaurants, let it be boutiques, let it be whatever they want to do it, right?
Yeah.
At this point of time, they need to have a source of income. They somehow made sure that they've had enough of financial backing to start.
Right.
And if they reach that position there, then why hold back? Just make sure you downsize.
Okay.
Make sure it's downsized, make sure you give out good stuff, people will come.
Fair. Fair. So, I heard this word that you just used. I mean, I want to go to that word, subsidies. Like, are there any like associations that can help you with this? Is the government helping you with this? Like, how does this work? Like, if
So the thing,
someone doesn't have capital, like what happens?
So the thing is that we have an association. We have the Karnataka Restaurant Association. We have the National Restaurant Association as well. We are famous for their logout movement and stuff like that.
Right.
See, the problem with most of these restaurant associations is they do not have backing. So it's not that they're not famous or they don't have political connections and stuff like that. No, they don't have unity.
It still feels like a free for all. Like, I think the theme of the entire industry is like.
It is like that. See, because you know what happened is like my neighbors and me, we shut down during this whole logout movement. We were not doing online orders. We were not accepting Zomato Gold and all of those things. We were on a very, stand with the restaurant association kind of a movement that we were in.
Yeah.
But my restaurants that are a little more ahead of us were on. They were like, dude, you're not selling steaks. There are people who want steaks. My restaurant sells steaks. Previously, there was a choice whether buy from here or buy from there. Now because you've moved out of it, it's automatically they have to come there.
Yeah.
They took it as an opportunity, right? Without understanding that they're digging their own grave.
Right.
See, if an association like the NRAI was as strong and united, Zomato and Swiggy will be sitting and having talks with us and telling us, sir, we want delivered food for you. What is the commission you can pay us?
Right.
But because the unity is not there, they are coming and telling you, listen, buddy, 30%. If you want, take it. If not, leave it.
Right. Because any new player who comes in also.
Correct.
Be like, I don't mind it. Like, this.
30%, take it. If not, leave it.
Yeah, just
what
make sure I get orders.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Right.
People are going to be in a situation where they're not even able to understand that apart from India being a market which runs on discounts,
right.
apart from it being in the situation that we are in financially,
right.
and all the expenses like I said before, you're also going to have people who are going to come and dictate terms to you on how you have to run your business.
Right. So you're saying that these tech companies actually do that?
They do.
Oh, wow.
Like Zomato Gold, right? The whole package of Zomato Gold was you get 1+1 on food, you get 2+2 on drinks.
Right.
Okay. So that was the concept they came along with.
Yeah.
And they started getting funds from all of you guys who are buying gold memberships, right? It was a good deal. If you're a consumer, you are a good deal. But as a restaurant, you're digging your own grave, right? We were on it. We were new in the market. We are located a little bit on the inside. Because of that, we don't have as much as footfall. So we said, okay, maybe discounts is what is going to run us, and we were on it.
Yeah.
2+2 on food. We decided. We sat. We had a conversation.
2+2 on food.
1 plus 1 on food, sorry. 2 plus 2 on drink, yeah. 1 plus 1 on food, we decided that we are going to sell our products in a particular way.
Right.
We cannot compromise on quality because we wanted to make sure, because we wanted the ingredients to be there. So we decided, okay, for Zomato Gold, we're going to do it in a particular way, and we removed our steaks and sizzlers and all that out of Zomato Gold.
Because they're too expensive.
Too expensive for me to give it out for free. Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
So we decided, okay, we're going to remove it off. And we did. So Zomato was not okay with it, but most of our Gold customers who came by, they were okay with it because previously when they were getting only steaks and steaks free, now they started ordering a starter and they started ordering a dessert, and they used to either get either one of it free based on what they ordered. So they were pretty satisfied about it. But then there are some people who would not be, and those people complained, and without even asking us, they were removed off of Zomato Gold.
Okay.
So we were like, okay, I mean, it doesn't make a difference to us. Let's continue with the way we were. But then the meeting happened, like people from Zomato came and spoke to us and told us that since you are off Zomato Gold for violating blah, 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 but we want you as Zomato Gold partners, this is the way you're going to function. What is the way? You give a flat discount of 15 to 20% to your customer. Okay. But they don't pay you, they pay us through our payment portals.
Wow.
Now, because they are paying us, we are taking a commission of 5%. Okay? Gateway charges and their commission 5%. I'm like, okay. Plus 18% service GST. I'm like, okay. And then I will give you back the money in a week's time. I'm like, okay. So basically, a customer comes and eats steak here. I get paid for it after being deducted 5% and GST, apart from the GST that we're already collecting, and gave the money to me a week later. Where's my rotation money? It's gone.
Right.
So I'm like, why? No, because that is our new model for Zomato Gold, and we would love for you to be on it. So basically, you as a company have figured out on how to take money from a customer by selling your membership. Now, why you have to leave your restaurants alone? Take commission from the sales they make also. No, why they're getting customers only because of Zomato Gold, right? And they pull commission from there. See, as a businessman, that guy is smart.
Yeah, for sure.
The CEO is damn freaking smart. He's squeezing as much as money from everywhere. But he's not able to understand that what he's killing is his customers. For how long? Recently, there was this National Restaurant Association put out a news saying that they're going to work on their own delivery platform, which hopefully will work, which hopefully people will be united for, which hopefully will have lesser commissions than what we're paying. Then where is your business if all of them jump onto it?
Right.
Things of that sort, right? You're actually killing us for that extra 5 rupees that you're making, which they don't understand will go into so many other expenses from here. There are things that we cannot say, your miscellaneous expenses. Yeah. It's a whole story. That's why the 60% goes off.
So you're left with peanuts.
We're left with peanuts. But why do people still do it?
Some love them, some have found a way to make it work, and some are still shutting it down.
Exactly. And that's the whole restaurant industry, how it works.
They've announced packages like 20 lakh crores packages in terms of helping people.
They have. I think it was, today is what, the 2nd of June? I think it was around more than 2 weeks ago that this announcement has come.
Right.
I personally did approach the bank because our outstandings are a little higher than what we can afford to clear right now.
Yeah.
We asked for a term loan and basically a running capital loan. Right. We tried to get one, and I have 2 current accounts. Both of my banks refused. They said they've not got any instructions on how to go about doing
no memo from the government,
No memo from the government on how this 20 lakh crores is exactly.
Is it from the government or from the HQ?
They said government as well as head office.
Wow.
So they've not got any memos on how this can work. How this is out here.
So what happens? Like you just wait till the...
So basically, I think the whole entire industry is, let alone go to the grave, I think we're already there.
Okay.
We're just waiting for some funds to help us dig out of our graves. We are in that situation.
Okay.
Because, see, the thing is that the government has told don't pay rent for these 3 months when you're not doing, and the rent amounts are not meager. It's not 10,000, 15,000 rupees. You'll be paying rent for your staff accommodation. You'll be paying rent for your restaurant.
Right.
That will come somewhere 1 to 2 lakhs based on which location and how big your restaurant is. So that's big amount of money. They've told you not to pay. What did the house owners and the the landowners tell you? No, don't pay now. You can pay a little later. It's not written off. You have to eventually pay.
For sure.
And that is going to go from where? That's going to go from the money you need to survive as a person. And that's how it's going to be for the next, at least, I would say easy 20 to 21 end, it's going to be this way. It's going to be a very, very tough situation for us as an industry to survive.
So, how does the future look like? What can we expect for the restaurant industry?
This year, 2020, I think it's just every one of us have agreed. I think that most of us just want to go on survival mode.
Right.
It's just about making sure our ends meet. It's about making sure that our costs are less. It's about making sure that we are surviving, basically. Our heads are above the water. That's all we're trying to do right now. Because there is fear in a lot of people, right? And you rightly so. You can't blame them because the number of people that are getting infected in a day and the people that are dying all over the world is high. And this is restaurant industry not only in India, it's all over the world that is taking a hit, right? And it's the same reasons. So people are going to be a little skeptical on coming out, even though we're opening on the 8th of June. Cafes and restaurants can open. Maybe pubs will open up a month later, I guess. Even though it's going to be in that situation, people that are going to come out, maybe I would say roughly you can expect around 30% of your original sales to come back to you in a month, 30 to 40%. And you can see that slowly going up for the next 6 months. But for you to even reach Christmas the way it was in 2019, it's not going to be in 2020. That's peak season for us, obviously. 2020 is not going to be that way. Hopefully 2021 might be that way. But for us to reach 2021, it's going to be a difficult task.
Say if someone wants to open something in the future, like 2 years down the line, what should they be looking out for in terms of opening a restaurant, primarily in Bangalore, for example? And what can they look forward to as an industry?
Honestly speaking, sitting here in 2020, I'm not really sure how the world is going to be in the next 2 years for restaurant industry. Right? But if you want my experience on how things have to be, a lot of people you would have seen opening in prime locations, paying rent so high, having staff that is unnecessary, so much of, space, so much of tables and electricity bills and all of those go high. I think the future is going to be small. It's going to be kiosks. It's going to be people come, take food, go. Your cloud kitchen concept maybe, because I think even the cloud kitchen wise also, with a concept like that, but with a little bit of seating, like a smaller place, like maybe something like 800 square feet place, things of that sort. I think those are the ways restaurants might evolve in the future. Because honestly speaking, I think we are in this for another 2 years easy till we see the whole entire pandemic effects go off. And in 2 years, people would have got used to the fact for social distancing, not being in crowded places and stuff like that. So if a setup like that would work, that would work. I think bigger, and I don't think we're going to see bigger places open up anytime soon.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time, man. Is there anything that you'd like to tell any of the viewers in terms of your personal message?
I would say, coming from the restaurant industry, I would like to tell you guys, support us. Not me in particular, all of us. From your smallest shop that sells food to your biggest restaurant, right now all of us need help. And just going out there and picking up a burger, picking up some food would help us way more than you just ordering it through any other online platforms. So I think that's the support that we as an industry need, and that's about it. So thank you so much.
We shall
fist bump for social distancing.
Cheers.